Amazon Prime's Harlem has been making waves on Twitter and social media connected to the character Ty and the portrayal of a homophobic incident inside a barber shop.
Maybe the lady shouldn't try so hard to look like a dude.
We'll get more to that later. I've recapped episodes 1 and 2 of Harlem. Feel free to check those out if you haven't already. And this video will be going over episodes 3 and 4 with an emphasis on Ty and her character's development. Spoiler alert, if you haven't already seen episodes 3 and 4, some things may be spoiled for you in this video.
I'm engaged. I was waiting for the right time to tell you.
Before you kissed me would have been great.
Episode 3 starts out with the fallout of Ian telling Camille he's engaged, and Camille's friends coming over to rescue her from the sadness.
Ian being engaged was a surprise too.
When you saw her at the party, did she look pregnant? Why else do people get married?
As someone who's married and still feels this way, I hear you, Angie. When my wife came to me and wanted to get married, I thought I might have knocked up my girl. One thing I noticed in episode 3 was gone are the happy-go-lucky days of the friend group. Ty's shoving her Forbes interview in everyone's face, Angie's putting her down for it, and literally stealing from Quinn, who is such, I'm sorry, an idiot when it comes to dating, but her friends are really being harsh about it. I'm like, are these even friends anymore? And okay, I already mentioned it, so let's just get into it. In what world does somebody know their friend is using their credit card without permission on top of mooching off of them rent-free and have absolutely zero to give about it? And please do not tell me it's a rich person thing. Have you ever met a rich person? You know how they got rich? Because they give a whole lot of about their money. The girls have decided to go to a black girl magic show to cheer up Camille.
This is black girl magic!
What is this? It was 10% off at Coupon.
Are you telling me the same who doesn't care about her roommate stealing money off her credit card is simultaneously looking for deals on Groupon? We finally get to the part I've been waiting for all season, Whoopi Goldberg's introduction to the show. She is playing Camille's new boss, Dr. Pruitt. Remember, Camille's old boss was let go when the evil gang of motorcycle trans rights activists showed up with pitchforks.
Did you come in here for a reason?
Yes, to say hello. Hello.
Hello. Take care.
Oh my God, Whoopi! Why has this woman been spending her time talking with a bunch of basic bees on a daytime talk show? This is what she should be doing. I'd forgotten how much of a great comedic actor Whoopi Goldberg is. Ty finally arrives to her big interview with Forbes, and it turns out the person interviewing her happens to be that same blonde chick she banged in episode 2 who absconded with Ty's broccoli beef. I love how Ty tries to make it less awkward by presenting the facts like a prosecutor.
Well, we
Your Honor, we I definitely did not expect this scene to go this way, although I probably should have, where the interviewer is questioning Ty and her app for queer people of color about its exclusion of white people. It's an interesting, if not cringy, scene, but what I found weird was the reporter using the fact that they'd banged as ammo against Ty. Wouldn't that be considered off the record or maybe unethical? I don't know. I'm going to throw my 2 cents in about this for the record, although not that it should matter. I am unequivocally okay with exclusively POC apps and environments. Quinn hears the Hallelujah Angels when a rich white guy asks her out for a lobster dinner. I mean, they are really asking us to suspend some disbelief here. This upper class, drop-dead gorgeous woman is just happy that any breathing man on the planet is willing to take her out. I mean, come on, Quinn, have you seen you? Pretty sure every straight man I know would give their entire ball sack to get a date with a woman like this. When Angie fails to get the number of a cute Uber driver she'd connected with, Quinn encourages her to not give up, and she uses that as justification to request a whole bunch of Ubers and then cancel them, incurring lots of $5 penalties. And is Angie even a real authentic poor person? She acts more like Richie Rich than a broke ass Ty asked the interviewer if she could have a part 2 on their interview. This time things end up going a little more smoothly, and the interviewer, Anna, ends up asking Ty out. So now all these Ty-Anna shippers make sense. I thought all these people were like shipping Ty's one-night stand, and I was like, damn, these lesbians really love an interracial relationship. But apparently this character, Anna, is an actual love interest for Ty. It all begins to make sense now. Quinn shows up to her big lobster date, and it's just a guy trying to sell her and like 14 other ladies into an MLM pyramid marketing scheme. Okay, this scene physically angered me. I could not believe Quinn doesn't walk up to the front and just kick this guy in the balls. Like, all these women are there dressed up. The scene is inferring that all these women have been bamboozled into thinking they're going out on a date and instead have ended up in this like MLM marketing scheme thing. And I'm sorry, it's just so unrealistic that these 14 women would sit there through this presentation. Like, how absurd. In real life, this would have ended up on Reddit and then subsequently BuzzFeed. Like, this would have made the news. An MLM marketing scheme catfishing like 14 chicks. And I really feel like, wow, the writers will do anything to humiliate Quinn.
The black man invented food when we were pharaohs in Africa.
What, in the hotel?
Wow, okay. There was a really interesting article written by Nyla Burton for Media, which I will link in the description. She writes about how she feels the show maybe wants people to hate watch Harlem and how these plot lines seem derived from Black Twitter or other social media. And I have to say, a lot of the political plot lines do feel like they're designed to enrage the viewer. Like when they have a Black character and a Native American character both using their non-whiteness as a bargaining chip. We've got Angie on poor artists. When you combine that with the weird, trans rights activists killed Camille's old boss's career thing, it just feels like a lot. But at the same time, I acknowledge I don't know what it's like to be Black in America. Maybe for the writers and producers, this has been a cathartic experience getting to write this and see this, acted out on screen. These writers are probably just exploring the things they have to go through like in their day-to-day lives. But at the same time, some of it is poorly acted and it can get a bit caricature-y. All right, let's talk about episode 4. The commentary on race and sexism and gentrification and homophobia and all these hot button issues does continue into episode 4. We transition from a scene where a white yoga instructor kicks 3 Black women out of her yoga class for using the N-word into the now infamous Ty barbershop scene. Basically, while Ty is getting her haircut at her usual barber, a new barber walks in and he starts spouting some toxic
Yo, let me tell you about this shorty I had last night. Skeeted in her face and everything. These hoes?
Yo, Aunt, chill. We got a lady present.
Maybe the lady shouldn't try so hard to look like a dude.
Yo, you gonna handle this?
Her barber's response is basically like, no, I'm not gonna do anything. This guy's family. Toxic guy continues degrading women and saying, toxic and Ty bounces. She's like, I'm out. Twitter went nuts on this scene with people calling this scene unfair and irresponsible as far as the portrayal of Black men. Travon, one of the writers on the show, responded saying, "This has definitely happened many times in my presence. This is a show about the experience of Black women, one of which in the writer's room was a queer Black woman with short hair who had similar experiences." Look, I'm in no position to comment on Black barbershops, but I think it's safe to assume that Black men are not exempt from homophobia and sexism. I see the point that, Black men expressing concern over this portrayal have made, but I also see the point Travon is making when he says, are the women who experience these things not entitled to a story told that fairly depicts their experience?
All right, ladies. I want some.
Ty's like, not me. In this scene, Ty is all of us, every lesbian who's ever been implored to enter a male strip club. I'm not saying I wouldn't go because I'm not a hater, but if I did have to go, I would definitely walk around with a sign that was like, said raging lesbian on it and just like rested on my chest. I also would work on my kung fu skills, just in case I had to whoop like a floppy coming my way. This scene was kind of fun because Megan Good and Robert Richard used to work together as child actors, and the show gave them a nice, like, little fun shout out. Ooh, hot take that none of you probably came here for. I actually prefer Camille's new love interest to her former one, Ian, who we really haven't seen much personality from. Ian's just like this hotter than Drake, hot guy, while new love interest, Jameson, like, he's like more mysterious and fun and passionate, and he's got that whole like earring with the beanie hanging off the back of the head thing going. I liked the scene of Anna telling Ty how flawless and hot she looked with the new tight cut. What can I say? I'm a sucker for this type of empowering women stuff, and Ty really did look better without the wig. All right, conclusion. I think they've done some really interesting things with Ty over the course of the first half of this season. I loved the stuff they did with Shayla when they were exploring mask-on-mask love, and I also love this new love interest, Anna. They have chemistry, Anne's an interesting character. I love any character that challenges Ty's ego. As far as episodes 3 and 4 themselves, I didn't think they were as good as 1 and 2. The Quinn plotline is supposed to be funny, but it's definitely more just sad. Let's talk about Angie. Angie, I feel like, is supposed to be the comedic relief of the show, but I don't laugh at her lines nearly as often as I feel like I'm supposed to be laughing at her lines. I would love to see Angie move out of Quinn's place and start to fend for herself more. But it doesn't feel like the show's interested in that. It doesn't feel like they're interested in seeing Angie evolve that much, or at least not super quickly. By far, my favorite part about these episodes are Whoopi Goldberg's character. I'm just a huge fan of Whoopi, and she brings a different kind of character than the 4 main girls onto the screen. Dr. Pruitt is quiet, she observes, she doesn't say much, but when she does, it really commands the attention of the room, and pretty much every time she like does anything with her face or has a line, it's hilarious. But what are your thoughts on these episodes and the season as a whole? I'm definitely going to keep my eye on Ty and Anna. I am interested to see where they go with their gay-mance, but feel free to suggest any upcoming TV shows or movies that you would like me to consider reviewing. I've definitely seen the suggestions for Feel Good, and I have that on my list in the back of my head for wanting to do something with that soon, but I'm open to more. All right, this has been an interesting video. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting. I'm Amanda, this is my Really Gay YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.